Yo, hey, what's up, guys? We got some cool new things going on, and it's literally starting today. When this video is out there, you can already log in for your new free legendary champion. Yes, you heard right. 14 days, legendary champ is coming again. The theme will be Predator. What was it? Badlands or something? I actually don't get the reference point. Like, I know Predator, but I don't get it, the reference point. So what's going on? Like, first of all, we get a champion for our 14 days. Log in, you know it already how that works. You log in for 7 days, and then the day 14, you can get his perfect soul and all these things. So that's really cool. And of course, we're gonna check out what this champion can actually do for us. And also, we got a champion pass. Yeah, it will be paid only. I assume so. So it's not... I don't know what to think about that, but yeah, we will get one. Like, you remember, what was it, He-Man, and I think Xena, I don't know how you pronounce that. And yeah, that's basically it. 2 new champions that we will get, and that will not be the only Christmas things that we get. I assume so. But yeah, let's check out the champions. So we got Predator. What is he gonna do for us? That one is the guy that you get from the champion pass. HP based and a legendary, that is quite some, like, let's say it like this, HP based champions, they kind of fall really bad or really good. Like a Taras is really good, but some other HP based champions, they're just not doing what they're supposed to do. But yeah, what is he gonna do? A1, attacks one enemy, hits this champion by 30% of the damage dealt. That's quite intense, like, yeah. Whenever this champion, there's a passive effect now, whenever this champion successfully evades an enemy skill, and all of the effects counterattacks with this skill. My reading is not the best, but it's just how it is. But yeah, it's a solid skill. If you evade something, you counterattack. We will see where to evade. I don't actually have read the skill at all at this point. So, A2 attacks all enemies 2 times. After hitting the initial selected enemy, all other enemies will be hit in a random order. Could be good, could be bad sometimes. It kind of depends, like... For the first hit, the damage received by the initial selected enemy will be increased by 75%. That's quite nice. Each subsequent enemy hit following the initial hit will receive 15% less bonus damage, reduces to 15% bonus damage. So yeah, you hit one guy really hard, the other ones get less damage. Like, it kind of depends who gets selected, and also destroys each enemy max HP by 30% of the damage dealt, stacks up to 50%. Yeah, quite nice. It's okay. Like, sometimes it's really nice for you, sometimes not that great. Like, destroying max HP. For the second hit, the damage received by this initial selected enemy will be increased by 15%. Each subsequent enemy hit following the initial hit will receive 15% more damage, stacks up to 75%. So, it's just the opposite. You hit the guy, the first guy, not that great, but the others will receive more damage. So it's kind of randomized who gets the most damage and stuff. But yeah, it depends, obviously. How good does it hit? And attacks ignore 15% of the damage of the defense if you have Veil and Perfect Veil buff on you. Yeah, it's quite nice, but Veil and Perfect Veil, not so easy to get. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I can see it already. Whale in perfect way. So he provides them himself. Attacks one enemy before attacking. Places a Hunter's Gaze debuff for 1 turn. Okay, just 1 turn. This debuff cannot be resisted if this champion is under Veil or Perfect Veil. Huh. Like, Hunter's Gaze is huge. What? This thing has so many. You basically ignore everything in this. Defense you will ignore. Everything that protects your enemy, like ally protection and all these other things like block damage, unkillable, strength. Wait, maybe strength was not in there. I have to see that again, like in the game and stuff. But Hunter's Gaze is huge. Like, ignoring 100% on your whole team, if that is extendable. Oh, holy moly. This is quite nice. If this attack kills an enemy, places a block revive debuff on the target and a Hunter's Gaze debuff on a random alive enemy. Yeah, these random factors are not that great, but it's, yeah, like, yeah, it's just 1 turn, but yeah. The Hunter's... sorry. The Hunter's Gaze debuff cannot be resisted if this champion is under Veil and Perfect Veil. Okay. Woo! Woo, there's quite something going on. If this attack does not kill an enemy, places a perfect way buff on this champion for 2 turns. So this is how you get your perfect way on yourself. If he hits, at the moment, I can see some potential also for Chimera and stuff. Like, yeah, he has some quite debuffs, and also he gets like perfect veil and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of cool. So, the passive. At the start of each round, places a perfect way buff on this champion for 1 turn. For 1 turn is not quite that much. Before this champion takes a turn, also has an initial 50% chance of evade an enemy skill and all of the other effects. Yeah, reading. This initial chance reduces to 0% after this champion's first turn in a round. It's quite a gamble. I don't know if I want to go in arena and like, yeah, no stone skin because I can probably evade or something. It's just a 50-50. So I don't know what to think about that. Whenever this champion kills an enemy, grants this champion a 20% chance to evade enemy skills, and effect stacks up to 60%. So if you kill something, I guess you get like 20% evade chance. And then it will stay, and then you get up to 60%, and then that's kind of it where it stays, and you got it all the time. So you need to kill something to get your evade effect back. It's quite okay. Like if he kind of goes in arena and kills something, you get some use out of it. But what about the other champion? This one is the free one. It's attack based and legendary. So let's see what he can do. That's, everybody will get one. So he quite needs to do something, right? Attacks one enemy, places a 5% debuff for 2 turns, places 3 5% poison debuffs if this attack is critical. For how long? For 2 turns? Yeah. That's quite nice. Also places a perfect way buff on this champion for 2 turns. Wow, yeah. It depends how they hit and stuff. But hey, 3, just an A1, 2, and 3 stupid poisons. You can get really quickly on a lot of poisons. So A2 attacks one enemy before attacking, places a stun debuff before attacking. And that's nice because it doesn't have like the affinity check and stuff. Before attacking, places a stun debuff and a Infest. Yeah, that's a new debuff. We have to talk about that in a second. We already know what it does. But yeah, we gotta check that out. Debuff on the target for 2 turns. These debuffs cannot be resisted if the champion is under a perfect veil. So again, perfect veil setup, but well. Places a true fear is actually not that bad. Places a true fear debuff on all other enemies for 1 turn. This debuff cannot be resisted, if he's under perfect veil. That's quite, I thought about Chimera. True fear is kind of nice in there, but yeah. On all other enemies, like, yeah. So we gotta check out what that debuff does again. Passive effect. Revives this champion with 50% HP and 50% turn meter whenever an enemy under a Infest debuff dies. Alright, cool, okay. I need to check out what the debuff does, or else I have no idea. Attacks, no, 8-3. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Deals 15% more damage for each poison debuff on the target, and he provides quite a lot of them, so it should be quite hitting nice. Also places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns. Yeah, okay, like he needs perfect veil to do his conditions. So it's quite nice, so yeah. Alright, the passive. Whenever this champion is attacked, has a 25% chance to place a 5% debuff. Not 5% poison debuff on the target for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted or blocked if this attack is critical. Like on my way, whenever this champion is attacked. So if they attack me critical, this cannot be resisted or blocked. Maybe could be nice with that new relic what we got right there, because it cannot be blocked or something. And if you get maybe under stone skin and then you get critical hits or something, it still counts, like there are criticals. So yeah, this could be quite, I need to test that. If enemies under a poison debuff placed by this champion decreases their defense by 20%. It's probably just 1 time. Just, yeah, you get 20%, but that's quite nice. He also boosts your damage on your others and stuff. Like, yeah, overall it doesn't look too bad. But also not too... I kind of need to test it out. The Hunter's Gaze looked kind of juicy, I'm not gonna lie. And this champion right now didn't do it too well for me, but let's check out what the debuff does. Xenomorphs Skill set will introduce a whole new effect, Infest debuff. Whenever an enemy under an Infest debuff dies, deals pure damage to all other alive enemies. This pure damage is equal to 50% of the enemy's max HP who died while under this Infest debuff. This pure damage cannot be critical. The pure damage dealt upon killing a boss or their minions cannot exceed more than 1% of their max HP. Ha! The boss's part is kind of, what the? Okay, so he's more like for a arena setup, I guess. I have to test this one. The debuff doesn't spring into my mind like, wow, crazy, because the boss's negation and stuff. So it seems more like be a PvP stuff or something, but maybe also like some waves or so could be possible for the future or something. But yeah, that would be everything that we got right now. We get a new event that we get a free login champion for 14 days. Like you can select him already on day 7. And if you go further, you can get his soul, his perfect soul. And also we got a champion pass where we can, collect or pay for another champion. That quite seems nice. The Hunter's Gaze, that we can do this now is quite crazy. But I also think there was some bosses that had like already additional, not bug fixes, but yeah, they are not, you cannot place Hunter's Gaze on them. It says like, is immune to Hunter's Gaze or something. I don't know which bosses it was, but it could be also a thing that is not really available for you later on if the bosses or something are available and they're all like immune to it. Why should I even do this? For maybe Arena could be possible, but yeah, that will be it. Make sure to press that like button, subscribe if you haven't done already, and yeah, have a nice day.